Hello, this is Witch Nikki, and something has been brought to my attention that deeply upsets me. I mean, it's been on in my radar for years, but um, one thing people do know about me is that I'm a witch. I am a Wiccan, Wiccan. I practice Wicca. Okay. And if you need to know more about that, I'll leave some links down below at some trusted sites that I've learned about Wicca. And sometimes I look up material about what I want to know, and then it validates what I already know. So I kind of join them together. And if there's other things that belong with it that I don't really go with, then I don't. But in Wicca, we believe not to do harm to anyone else. And that means not just human beings, but all animals and plants and nature. Okay? So I'm not perfect. And there's a lot of religions out there that I don't see eye to eye with, but they don't harm other people either. They don't harm other animals either. And they do their best with nature. That's like separate from what their church teaches. Their church, I'm pretty sure, teaches to be caring of all of what we have here on this earth. Whoever you think gave us this earth or created this earth is up to you. But I have recently, back on November 1st, which was still sowing, I went to a cemetery. One that I have been going to since about 1998, 1999-ish. As soon as I knew it was over there in my area, I went to it. Sorry. And it was just a peaceful place for me. And I was like, oh, I like this. And there were so many headstones that had been placed there in the 1800s. Now, I don't know anybody. There might be some people, I'm sure, but I don't know of anybody that's alive that knows anybody from the 1800s. My grandmother and grandfather are dead, and that's been many years. And I'm sure that there are people out there, centenarians that are out there living in the hundreds, but those people are living. And why should I care about a cemetery where nobody I know is buried? Do we need to know a forest to take care of a forest? Do we need to know a park? Do we need to know a cemetery and all the people in it to care about what's happening there? What I'm saying is, we're a part of this world. We're a part of this city, the state, the world, the universe, and what we do to it is important for all of us. If we do damage, it will affect all of us. Okay? Now also, somewhere along the way, when a person has died and their family buries them in a cemetery, there's usually a cost for that. There's a cost for the coffin, for the preparation of the deceased body, preparation of the coffin, and They've gotten more elaborate throughout time. Sometimes we have cremations, and you go and have your loved ones cremated when they've died. This is a very touchy subject for me. But after visiting this cemetery, I was very appalled to know that there was certain kind of black magic going on at this cemetery. But I know that there are people out there who practice black magic, voodoo, hoodoo, whatever you want to call it. I am not that kind of witch. Each witch decides what kind of religion or background or what they want to follow. He or she. Whatever they want to follow. Okay? I have chosen my path, and my path is Wiccan. With a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. But none, zero tolerance for black magic. If you are practicing black magic, and you're in my friendship circle, I am asking you to remove yourself from my circle. I release you. It's okay. We've been friends, but I don't want to be a part of anyone who practices black magic. And I'm saying this with respect and a great deal of love. You do have the right to practice what you want, but when I hear about some of the practices of such religions where they have used animals as sacrifices for blood in cemeteries over people's resting places, those kind of people do not belong in my life. And I'm asking you, if you're a witch and you know about this kind of behavior and practices, and you don't practice it, then come forward like me and say, I'm a witch against the dark arts or black magic or voodoo or whatever it is. Because on innumerable occasions at the cemetery, there have been baby chicks found squashed, dead. There have been found roosters with their heads cut off, hanging from trees. Different kind of things. I don't want to have to get really, really graphic, but if you practice this kind of behavior and this kind of magic, you know what you practice. But I'm just kind of opening the eyes of other people out there who may or may not know that this kind of magic does exist in our world, and to me, it is wrong. I am not those kind of witches, and I'm getting tired of being placed in the same category as they're being placed. Now, I'm going into almost 10 minutes talking about this. And you have perfect right to look through and unfollow me, block me, whatever, and just go in peace. Merry meet, merry part. Okay? So mote it be. That's all I'm asking. You do not want, even though I'm a peaceful witch and I don't practice black magic, I will do what I have to do to protect myself and those around me and my family. And don't take what I know and what I believe to be a weakness. Oh, she's just a little good witch, isn't she? Blah. Okay. You can think that if you want to. But when it comes to my family and the people around me and the people around them, society, the United States, Earth, and the stars above, I am a custodian. I'm a daughter. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I am Witch Nikki, and I am peaceful. But if you cross that line, that's all I'm saying. You've crossed into a dangerous zone. Okay? Not necessarily at my hand or at my wand, but what I believe in, and what I believe in is very powerful. The main message I have here is if you are young and you don't know what kind of religion you want to belong in, and you have no one to guide you into what you want to feel belonging into, do some research. Ask me. I will never lead anyone down a dangerous path. I have my own granddaughter and her safety to think about, and my family, my daughters too. Karma comes around to all of us in my beliefs. Some other people might not believe in it, but I do. And what I believe is ancient, and it's very strong, very powerful. But, and I'm not trying to make like a warning or anything like that. But people who go into cemeteries to do wrong things, if you are in there doing anything that is religious and does not involve you personally with said person that you're doing whatever ritual on their place, you are going onto someone's personal plot, and you are using that area, the earth, an animal's life, blood, whatever you're doing, and it is wrong. It is not yours to do any kind of religious ceremony or ritual. That is not what our freedom of religion is about. And I don't care what you say, whoever says it, whoever out there is like looking at me like, I have the freedom of religion. No. Freedom of religion does not give you the right to harm anyone else. You need to look up your freedom of religion, Miss or Mr. or whoever you are out there going around hurting animals. I have been told by the city council person that I was speaking to, I'm not going to name names, but for that specific city and that cemetery, some of the things that they have found there are disgusting. Do I need to get graphic? I already did with the chickens. But they have found mutilated cats and dogs there. And they've had to call the police to come because that is a crime. And that is why, if you're doing a crime against anyone in life or here or animals or whatever, you're on my boom, you're gone list. Seriously, people. I am Witch Nikki. I am a good witch who is against any form of black magic. I am against anyone selling spells online. Be careful who or what you buy online. If it's so much as a little trinket like this, trinket, this is a lion skin stone. It's not lion skin, but it's a mix of tiger eye and quartz crystal. And I feel I know the person who made that well enough, and I usually do look and do research on people who I do buy items from. But I don't buy spells or spell kits. You don't know what you're going to get. And you don't know if you're following exactly what they did. Each spell is for the person casting it. I never give out spells to anybody. That's my personal rule, philosophy, whatever you want to call it. And I don't make exceptions for that. Other than if it's a little bit something harmful, harmless, like drinking some nice herbal tea. There's different kind of herbs for different kind of things to relax, to help your body pains or whatever you're going through, things like that. Not really spells, just common sense, things that everybody, herbalists know, people who are who eat health foods, they know that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about like love spells or get rich quick spells or beautifying spells or something like that. Good God, people. Seriously. You need to check out some more information. When I get a chance, I will be leaving some in here. But in just a few minutes, I'm going to start a video for children on reading. And I wanted to get this one out there. This one is not for children, and I'm going to put up there. It's not because there's anything hokey or anything bad going on in this video. It's just not a children's story. So you won't see reading with Witch Nikki on it. You're going to see... I don't know what the title of this will be yet, but I needed a moment to kind of vent and get this off because I called up these people the other day and spoke with them, and I'm still upset, still kind of sizzling inside about it. So that's why I had to kind of like get it out of me, put it out there. I've put a little message on Instagram that if anybody is, and this is for Facebook too, Twitter, I see it all the time. People coming at me or joining or following or requesting my friendship or whatever. And then I find out that they are into the dark arts or black magic, whatever you want to call it. And faster than I could wave my wand, that person's gone. It does not take much for me to remove somebody from my circle out here. As quickly as I add people, boom, you're gone. That's what the tools that we have, excuse me, that's what the tools that we have, like blocking and removing people from our friendship circles, that's what it's supposed to be for. There's other things out there that, happen from time to time, and people have removed me or blocked me. Even my own family members have. And that's another long story and a different topic altogether that I'm not going to get into. But I'm very, very serious. Anything that comes under the label of black magic. And there's probably a long list. If you're not sure and you don't want to just stop following me because you might not be too sure, and the list is so long, I didn't want to just, I could take time and put a big list, and I might do that. But I'll keep adding stuff to it. But it just comes under the big heading of black magic, dark arts. And then there's different religions out there that follow those kind of things. Voodoo and Satanism. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of Satanists out there that don't do that kind of magic, but who uses blood from any animals to do blood magic? You're on that list. Who goes into a graveyard to use the soil or to try to become fertile by being on the soil and having relationships out there, adult activity out there on somebody's gravesite? That's who I'm talking about. You, whoever it is. Probably nobody watching me right now, but when I put my little hashtags and things on this, I'm probably going to get bombarded by people. I don't care. Find me, and I'll find you. That's all there is to it. That's one reason why I'm putting these up here. Because as soon as people come and start making comments, boom, I got you. Boom, I got you. Even if it's one at a time. And I'm blocking you guys off and doing what I do to remove you from my circle or even the chance that you're coming in here. I want nothing to do. And I'm putting it out there that I am a witch, I'm a good witch, and I am against bad witchcraft, negativity, use of another life as a source for your craft. Whoever you are, I'll remove you. Okay? Because I'm so against that. And I'm also against TV, movie, book wannabes. Okay? You know who you are. You watch or read a TV show or a book or see a movie. And right away, boom, you want to be a witch. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. And I know who they are because they want to ask me all kinds of questions about being a witch. Okay? I don't mind some of the questions, but when they start asking me, like, I don't know, I'm not going to go into what kind. I know when they start asking me who they are and what they're searching for and what shows they've been watching. I almost immediately know. When they start asking certain questions, I know, oh, they've been watching that, or they've been watching this, or oh God, they read that, or whatever. Okay? And that's when I have to say goodbye and let them go. It's okay to be a fan. Be a fan. Don't come asking me to repeat what you've seen on TV or in a book or on a movie. Okay? Don't. That's another thing, too. But mostly, anybody who goes into a cemetery to use it for your religious purposes is wrong. You need to try to find your own kind of cemetery with your own kind of people. Buy a plot of land. Okay, get together your little groups, covens, or whatever the heck you have, your little followings out there. Pull together your money. Buy a large plot of land. You won't need too much for the few of you that are out there. And if you do have more people, then everybody adds like a couple $1,000, and then you buy your own plot somewhere far, far away from the cities, way out there somewhere. Bury your own kind out there and do your own kind of rituals out there. But don't come into our cemeteries and do that kind of stuff in our cemeteries. And I'm not saying mine. I'm planning on getting cremated. That's my plans. But I'm talking about societies, ours. I'm a part of society. And I don't like people looking at me as soon as I say, hey, oh, I'm a witch. Because whenever I hear negativity, I say, well, I'm a witch. Did you know that? Because you just put down who I am. So I let them know. And then some people are like, oh, I'm sorry. That's interesting. You're a witch. I don't try to convert people to it. That's ridiculous. What I try to do is say, hey, I'm a witch and I'm not like that. We get to make our own choices. And some of them go towards the dark side, and some are more into like a mixture-ish, and some are just, just good people who are witches and don't harm anyone. Basically like me. Now, do I like dark things? Sometimes, yes. Images, yes. I love a haunted house. I love to go through one. I like to walk through a cemetery. But not because it's haunted. Don't go into a cemetery doing paranormal things. I've talked about that before. Don't do anything out there that's paranormal or considered black magic or anything like that. Paranormal means like you're trying to communicate with the dead. For goodness sakes, these people have been put to rest. Don't go in the cemeteries trying to get them to rise up and communicate with you. What is wrong with you people? There's a lot of you people out there who go out there with your little EVPs and your little machines and recording like it's some kind of amusement park or something. When I do recordings of it, it's to document what I am doing for my protection and educational purposes. And you see that I'm there not performing any rituals. I'm not trying to communicate with the dead. People have been put in these cemeteries, not just this one, but other ones, 1800s, 1700s, etc. Even if it was somebody buried yesterday, leave them alone. Being put to rest means just that. Their body is there. Their spirit has gone on. Why are you going to try to communicate with them? They've gone on. They have other things to do. In a cemetery, they're not lost. That's where we take them to let them go, where they belong. So don't go into a cemetery with Ouija boards. Don't go in there with chicken heads and chicken bodies and chicken parts and whatever. Don't do that. Don't even go in with so much as a candle, people, because there are people in neighborhoods who are going to call, and you're going to have some problems with the police because you are breaking laws. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Plus, it is just disrespectful. Would you want people doing weird stuff on your grave? No. It's happened for centuries to the Native Americans. People, anthropologists going out there and digging up their remains and stuff and putting them in museums. How would they like that if we did that to them? That's another subject, but still, it's along the same line. You got people going into cemeteries to mess around with dead bodies and the earth around it because they think that there's some kind of magical use there. Don't do it, people. Stop it. I get very emotional about this, don't I? Well, yeah, because I'm very passionate about it. Whew. This is Witch Nikki, and I will be back very peacefully, very calmly, with a story in a few minutes after this uploads. Until then, see you later.